Good morning. Got my coffee. Hope you have yours. This morning I am really excited to continue on this journey, picking up with opinions. And before I begin, let me just say, if you are enjoying this journey, hit the subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button. I appreciate it, my friends. This video is about change. I mentioned that at the time I had my opinions, everything was changing around me, but I didn't realize I was changing. I didn't realize because I didn't know how to apply it to myself. I went for the first 2 years through workshops, and I've explained that those were my toddler years. Those were the times when I cried, when every time I did something new. All my experiences were just reactive experiences. They weren't really interactive. And now I want to start with, at the end of those 2 years, I opened my office. I became licensed to work with, I became a licensed dyslexia correction facilitator and a licensed ADHD facilitator. So I opened my office, and at this time, my office became my playground. This is when I spent my adolescent years. It was those early years in my office from about 2000. I opened in 2005. I had one client maybe in 2005, but 2006 to 2009, it just took off. And the more I worked with the students, the more word got out. My office was called New Solutions Learning Center. It was very successful. But it was for me, my adolescence. And I have mentioned that a young boy, 11-year-old boy, taught me about wheels and axles. It was at this time. It was actually towards the end of this period of time that I'm talking about. But for me, this period of time was my adolescence when I was on the playground with my friends. And so when I worked with my clients, the first thing we did was play. Because many of my special needs children were like me. They never played. They didn't have friends. They didn't have playmates. They didn't even know how to play. So that's the first thing that I did, was let's play. My programs were 30 hours long. And I would work 6 hours a day for 5 days. And on the 5th day, I would have the parents come in and show them what we'd been doing so they could celebrate their child's success, and then teach them how to go home and continue what we had been doing all week. And the most important thing that I took away from that was, while the student was learning, so was I. We were teaching each other, just like kids do on a playground. This is how you do the monkey bars. This is how you do the tether ball. I was a monkey. I was the monkey going, okay, monkey see, monkey do. I was able to do the programs with my students from rote memory of what was taught to me. It was not a part of me, but what began to happen is my experience began to build. And I began to share things that, I didn't even know I knew that. Oh my goodness, where'd that come from? It came from the experiences I was having and how my brain put everything into place. I began to gain knowledge, not even realizing that's what I was doing. I began to change. Now, when this first happened, I wasn't aware that I was changing. But I mentioned change. Here is a model that I created of change. You notice the seed becomes a flower. I'm observing it. So change is actually defined as something becoming something else. I did not realize that I myself was becoming something else. I was growing and changing right along with my students, and we were having fun doing it. It was so much fun. And I think that's what I want to impart to my future students. Learning can be fun. And when you see that you can do it, it just hypes you up to keep going and to want to learn more. And that became part of my program as well. Part of my own personal goals for each one of my students was, I want you to see that learning can be fun. It doesn't have to be painful. I spent so many years thinking I could not learn and that learning was painful. And I hated it and I dreaded it. I want my students to go, wow, when do I get to go back and learn some more? That is what I want my students to take away from working with me and spending time with me. So for me, that's my goal. Each student sets their own goal, what they want to do. What's their short-term goal? What is it they want to accomplish? But I'm doing with each student what was done for me. I'm planting seeds. Those first 2 years and all those workshops I did was like planting seeds. You didn't get to see the flower. You just got to plant the seeds. But during these formative years of adolescence, and I'm in the playground of my office, that's when those seeds began to become the flower. And I began to blossom. Once again, if you like my videos, if you're enjoying this journey, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like the video. For today, that's a wrap.